We're going to take two geographical communities, and we're going to take the one that is most commonly thought of when you talk about or think about a productive, prosperous white community. Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills, California. That is the gold standard of a productive, prosperous, wealthy white community in the minds of, I won't say many, I will say most people across the world. They think about Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills. I take nothing away from Beverly Hills. Now let's take a look at it. We're going to take a look at Beverly Hills. We're going to take a look at the demographics on Beverly Hills. We're at the latimes.com. LA Times. I didn't make this website. LA Times website. And this is Beverly Hills. We're going to scroll down to ethnicity. The ethnicity percentage of white people is high for the county. Beverly Hills is not especially diverse for the west side and not especially diverse for the county. It is showing 81.8% white residents, 7.6% Asian, 1.4% Black, 4.8% Latino, 4.5% other. So this is a predominantly white community. Average income is $96,312 per year. Let's go down to home ownership. 56.5% of the residents rent. 43.5% of the residents of Beverly Hills own their own home. 48.2% of the females are married. 58% of the males are married. So their spouses don't necessarily live in the same place. 33% of the males never married. 29.6% never married. Now let us compare this predominantly white community of Beverly Hills to a black community. In fact, let's do this. We put in, this website allows you to search by whatever demographic you choose. So what I did is I selected a black race, and it is ranked by the most populous cities and towns in Southern California to the lowest. So rather than cherry pick the information, I'm going to take the most highly populated population, which is View Park, Windsor Hills, at 86.5% black. Okay? There's more blacks in View Park, Windsor Hills than there are whites in Beverly Hills. And just to show you, we have Gramercy Park, Leimert Park, Manchester, Baldwin Hills, Crenshaw, Ladera Heights. Here's West Compton, 57.6%. Inglewood is 46.4% black. Watts is 37.1% black. Compton is 39.8% black. Many people think that Watts and Compton are predominantly black, but they are not. Only 39.8% of Compton is black. 37.1% of Watts is black. Now, here's something interesting. I'm going to go, without cherry picking the information, I'm going to take the most predominantly black area there is, View Park, Windsor Hills. So let's take a look at it and compare it to Beverly Hills. Percentage of black people is high for the county, and it is not especially diverse. It's 86.5% black, only 5% white, 2.7% Latino, 1.5% Asian, 4.3% other. So predominantly, this is a black area. Now let's take a look at the income. Median household income is $81,214. Compare that to Beverly Hills, where it is $96,312. Not a huge difference. Now let's go down further. Let's look at housing. Let's compare Beverly Hills, this white area, to the black area. In Beverly Hills, 56.5% of the residents own their own home. I'm sorry, they rent. 43.5% own their own home. In View Park, Windsor Hills, 75% of the residents own their own home, and only 24.3% are renting. There are twice as many renters in Beverly Hills as there are in View Park, Windsor Hills. Let's look at families. there is slightly more males that are married in View Park, Windsor Hills than there are in Beverly Hills. Only 29.7% of them are married. 33% of the males in Beverly Hills are never married. 46.4% of the females are married. 48.2% in Beverly Hills are married. 24.7% of the females in Windsor Hills never married. 29.6% in Beverly Hills. Now let's take another predominantly black town. We started off with the most populous and highly populated, dense region with predominantly black residents. We're comparing that to Beverly Hills. Now let's take another one, which is Ladera Heights. Let's look at Ladera Heights, which is 71% black. Okay. Median household income is $117,925. And by the way, this is old information, so it's going to change. But most importantly, regardless of how it may have changed from the time it was put out, we can compare this predominantly black area, 71% black, to Beverly Hills, which is 81% white. This black neighborhood has a much higher income of $117,925 median income. In fact, it compares to Bel Air, Hidden Hills, and Rolling Hills. You go down to housing. 76% of the black residents there, predominantly black residents, own their own home, only 23.2% rent. There are twice as many renters in Beverly Hills at 56.5%. In fact, the majority of residents in Beverly Hills are renters. Only 43.5% own their own home versus 76.8% in the predominantly black area of Ladera Heights, which has a much higher income average than Beverly Hills does. There it is. You see it for yourself. Now, we're going to do something else that's also very interesting. Okay. Oh, and by the way, before we do, let's look at Santa Monica. And the reason I chose Santa Monica is because the racial disparity is very similar to Ladera Heights. 71% blacks in Ladera Heights, 71.3% whites in Santa Monica. Okay. So let's compare these two. Santa Monica, by comparison, which is pretty well known. It's near Hollywood on the west side. Average white income is only $69,013 per year versus $117,925 for Ladera Heights. Similar racial disparity when it comes to black and white. There you go. Now we realize that there is more to it than income. We also want to look at quality of life. Home ownership is much higher also than it is in Santa Monica, 76.8% versus only 29.8%. The home ownership in this predominantly black area of Ladera Heights, 71% black, is far more than twice what it is in Santa Monica. So most of these people are renting. That's another thing. Now, I did a search also by race to find the most highly populated Asian areas. Asian, 70.6%. So a lot of, and that's in Chinatown, by the way. Let's look at what the average income is. $22,754. And it's predominantly Asian. In fact, like I said, I'm not cherry picking the information. This is the most highly populated in Southern California area, the metropolitan Los Angeles area. This is the most highly populated Asian area there is at 70.6%, and the average income is only $22,754 per year. Okay. We go down to home ownership. Only 9% own their own homes. 91% of this predominantly Asian population is renting. I did the same thing with the Latino populace. The most highly populated Latino region, which is at 96.7%, that is in East Los Angeles, almost exclusively segregated. The blacks are just, there's only 0.3% blacks that reside in East LA, 0.4% other, 1.7% white, 1% Asian. And the income is only $38,621 per year. In terms of housing, only 36.6% own their own home, 63.4% are renting. And we can do the same thing without cherry picking by race. In fact, I'll do it right in the most highly populated black neighborhood, which is View Park, Windsor Hills. 86.5%. That is number 1. Number 6 is Ladera Heights, which has a much higher income than Beverly Hills does. Like I said, this is Beverly Hills, and this is Ladera Heights. 71% black in Ladera Heights, 81.8% white in Beverly Hills. Okay, so this is factual data, and it alone dispels a lot of the stereotypes and the ideologies that a lot of people adopt and believe, which are simply untrue. And that's why I said what I said to the young lady about black communities. Unfortunately, a lot of black people that live in black communities make the presumption that their life experience somehow is indicative of the black race. And that's why I say there is not a black community. There is a black race. And within the black race, there are numerous communities. I guarantee you in fact, I could show you a video that I made in the area of Ladera Heights, Windsor Hills.